This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, students. Today class we are going to discuss about equivalent circuit parameters of transformer. Before going to the topic, I will tell you that what is the importance of equivalent circuit parameters. Why we need to find that. See, the transformer consists of different number of parameters, and these parameters says how the transformer will be working. So we can simply say that the equivalent circuit parameters will give the performance details of a transformer. So that is the thing we are going to discuss in today's class. Let me tell you, before that, how we can convert that the transformer in terms of equivalent circuit. So that is the thing you need to know that. Right. So generally, I will draw that transformer diagram here. So this is the transformer, right? This circuit represents the primary winding, and this circuit represents the secondary winding. Now we need to convert this entire transformer. It consists of primary and secondary into equivalent circuit. This is the thing we need to know that, and how we can convert, and what are the parameters are involving in the equivalent circuit means resistance, reactance, and impedance. So what is the relation between these three parameters? So we are going to derive these three parameters: resistance and reactance, impedance. What is the relation between these three? So the relation between these three parameters is Z is equals to R plus JX. Right, so this is the equation we need to find it, and we have to. So what why we need to find this resistance, reactance, and impedance of a transformer is, in transformer we are using the material, right? That is, to manufacture the transformer we are using material. Every material in the universe having that resistance value, reactance value, and impedance value, and these three parameters are giving that how the effectively that particular metal is working, right? Suppose in a transformer we are using that silicon steel and cast iron. So these are the two materials we are used to manufacture the transformer, right? Now our intention is, for a particular voltage this transformer is capable or not. So that thing you have to know that. So how we can know means, if you know that resistance and reactance and impedance of that material, you can get idea the particular transformer should be capable for the particular voltage, particular current, and particular load. So that is the reason why we need to find that equivalent circuit parameters. Now I am going to convert this transformer, this circuit of transformer, into that equivalent circuit. So let me see how the equivalent circuit should be looking like, and what are the components is involving in that equivalent circuit. So this is the equivalent circuit represented for the transformer. So this entire the circuit one is belongs to the primary circuit and circuit two belongs to the secondary circuit. Now, if you observe the primary winding and secondary winding, we have the parameters R1, X1, R2, X2. Additionally, we have that R0, X0. So here, at initially, when we are applying the voltage V1, the I0 will be flow through the circuit. The I0 is a no load current. Now, this I0 current will be divided to two components. One is working component and magnetizing component. So for finding this value, we need to find R naught is equals to V1 divided by IW and X naught equals to V1 divided by X naught. So already you guys are done this problem in a OC and SC test, right? Now, so here I naught is flowing and I naught is splitting to that IW and IM. So what is the relation between these three? What is the relation between I naught, IW and IM?
I not equal to IW plus IM.
Right. I naught is equals to IW plus IM. Why? Because I naught is the entering current and this current will convert split up to IW and I. Now, just you have one doubt, right? So why this circuit alone came coming from first circuit? Why not in second circuit? Means this circuit consists of core and this circuit is responsible to for iron losses and core losses, right? So iron losses, in the sense the iron losses is not depends on the load. So here the primary we are giving the supply and secondary is connecting the load. So the primary circuit is responsible for iron losses and secondary circuit is responsible for copper losses. Why? Because we are connecting the load on secondary circuit only. So that's why, for knowing that iron losses, that is eddy current and hysteresis losses, you need to know that what is the resistance and reactance, that is a reactance of a core. Okay, so this is the parameters is similar for both primary and secondary. So that is the thing. Now let me, so in this topic we are going to know that, so this is the equivalent circuit of transformer represented by primary winding and secondary winding. Now in this topic we are going to derive that how the equivalent circuit, equivalent resistance and equal reactance. So equivalent resistance and equal reactance means the addition of resistance in the circuit and the addition of reactance in the circuit. Suppose we have the resistance and reactance in primary as well as secondary, right? Now I need to reduce this circuit. It is single manner. So how it will miss? I need only circuit should be like this. So what we had to do? We had to be adding this. So we had to be equal as this resistance and reactance. In that, we are going to solve this problem in two cases. What are the two cases? Means when secondary parameters are shifted to primary, then what is the equivalent circuit? That is the first case. At the same time, when primary circuits or circuit elements are shifted to the secondary, what is the equivalent circuit? So these are the two cases we are going to be solve the equivalent circuit of transformer. Equivalent circuit in the sense we are going to be reduce the circuit, because in the, like the circuit we can't able to find that what is the total resistance and total reactance. So we need to be simplify the circuit. So how we can simplify means by reducing the circuit. So here the reduction should be takes place by taking that all secondary parameters will be shifted to the primary, or else the primary parameters are shifted to the secondary. So finally you will get one single resistance and one single reactance. The combination we can call as Z1 and here Z2. Now these are the parameters we are going to be solved in this class. So this is the most important question for your external exam. So how they will ask means derive that equivalent circuit parameters of a single phase transformer. It is direct question for 10 marks. So just observe carefully, okay, na, while solving the derivation. Now let's move on to the topic. Wait for 2 minutes is processing. So do you have any doubts in previous class? That is phasor diagram of transformer. Students, listen carefully. This is the most important question. So we will discuss step by step. So how we can reduce that equivalent circuit parameters. So today I will upload that videos in Google Classroom. Okay, don't worry. Right. So now we will go to solve the step by step. So in some see here in some say in some authors they will indicate that IC is nothing but IW. Okay, now this is working component or what you can call it, whatever it is, IW or IC, and it is a magnetizing component, IM or I nu. So they can represent like this: IW or IC, IM or I nu. So IW means working component, IC is core loss component. So you can call it whatever you need. And IM, that is magnetizing components, you can represent IM or else I nu. Now from this simplification, if we need to find that R naught and X naught. So here, when we are applying the supply voltage to the primary, the no load current will be flowing, and this current is responsible to deliver the current to that R naught and X naught. Now, first of all, we need to find that R naught and X naught. So R naught formula is R naught is equal to V1 divided by IC or IW, and X naught is equal to V1 divided by IM. Now here IC and IM. So IM is I naught sin pi naught. IC is I naught cos pi naught. So this is the initial calculations you need to be solved. And from here you can solve this equation if you know that what is the power factor of a particular wattmeter. So by knowing the wattmeter power factor, then only you can calculate that core loss component and magnetizing components. So what we found in a OC and SC test, right? So in OC or SC test, we just assuming that power factor at different conditions. Cos pi is equals to 0.2, cos pi equals to 0.4 and 0.6, 0.8. So based on that value, you can calculate that IC and IM. Now, from after finding this equation, we need to simplify the complex, that is primary and secondary as a single circuit. So let me see how it will be possible. Right. So this is the representation of single phase transformer in terms of equivalent circuit. See here, let me see what are the parameters are involving in the equivalent circuits. That is R1, X1, R0, X0, E1, that is induced EMF in the primary, E2 is induced EMF in the secondary, R2 and X2, W2, that is voltage across the loop. Now, if you see here, initially we talked about I0, but I0 it is not enough to realize that it is not enough to suppress that iron losses. So that's why additionally it requires that current I0 is equal to I1 plus I2 dash. So I2, why I'm representing I2 dash means here we have iron losses and copper losses, right? So iron losses and copper losses, in a sense, it is completely deals with current. So if you want to supply these two losses, you need to be additionally increase the current. So that's why I'm going to increase the current I0 is equal to I1 plus I2 dash. Right? So or else I2 dash is equal to I1 plus I0. So whatever you need to be increase the primary current to supply the voltage. So see this diagram. This is the circuit. The entire circuit is represents the primary, and this circuit is represents the secondary. Now in this class, we are going to be derived that what are the equivalent resistance and equivalent reactance. So equivalent resistance, equivalent reactance means we need to be add all resistance when it is series or parallel. Okay, series parallel ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం ఈక్వెలెంట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ కనుక్కున్నాం కదా, the same thing we are going to be reduce this R1 and R2 in terms of Req, X1 and X2 in terms of Xeq, that is equivalent resistance and equivalent reactance. Now if you want to find this equivalent resistance and equivalent reactance, you must do that whether the secondary parameters should be shifted to the primary or else the primary parameters should be shifted to the secondary. Then only you can add that resistance and reactance. Now if the secondary parameters are shifted to the primary, that suppose R2 equals to some 10 ohms, let us, when this value is shifted to the primary, this value should be changed. Okay now, so why? Because when secondary to primary or primary to secondary, transformation ratio is including here. Why? Because it is having the transformation ratio from here to here, here to here, right, in terms of the number of turns. So that's why while shifting these parameters from primary to secondary or secondary to primary, transformation ratio is involving, and this value is including in that primary to secondary and secondary to primary. Let me see that one by one. So just note of the circuit diagram. So here you can represent IW, working component or else core loss component, and magnetizing component you can represent IM or I nu. So this is the representation of currents through R0 and X0. Next, right, see here, circuit parameter cannot be changed while transferring the parameter from one side to another side. So see here, if you're using that resistance is 10 ohms, the 10 ohms resistance it not change. So additionally it added by the transformation ratio. Okay now, and it can be proved that the resistance of R2 in secondary is equivalent to R2 by K square will be denoted as R2. So this point is represent that. So where we have the R2, primary circuit or secondary, where the R2 element is including. Secondary, right? Now this secondary circuit, when I want to shift it to the primary, so R2 in a primary switch, this suppose if it has the 10 ohms, right? Now this 10 ohms and transformation ratio should becomes like this, R2 divided by K square. So I already told you that while shifting the resistance and reactance from one side to other side, the transformation ratio is involved. Suppose if the R2 is shifted to the primary, now here the R2 can be represented by R2 divided by K square. So then equivalent resistance of primary is R1 plus this value. Then you are getting that equivalent resistance represented to the primary. At the same time, equivalent reactance you can get Xeq is equal to X1 plus X2 divided by K square. This is the equations when shifted from secondary to primary. Okay now let me see, I will tell you how it will be obtained. So why we are using that R2 by K square. Okay now, it has the derivation, so I will show you. So this is the formula when the secondary resistance is shifted to the primary. So let me see second case, when primary resistance is shifted to the secondary and its value is R1 K square plus R2, and similarly Xeq is equals to X1 K square plus X2. So this equations we need to use that when primary parameters is shifted to the secondary. Okay now, so these two parameters, remember that I will show you how this terms will be obtained. Right. So equivalent secondary resistance with respect to the primary, which has caused the same loss as R2 in the secondary. So what is the losses is happening across the R1? The same thing will be happening in the R2. Okay. Now that's why I am representing that R1 you can write in terms of R2 dash. So just I am simply assuming that R2 is already there, right? So that's why R1 you can represent in terms of R2 dash. Now I1 square, or that is copper losses available on the primary, is equals to copper losses available on the secondary. Why? Because we are not connecting the load at the initial condition. That's why the primary copper losses and secondary copper losses both are equal. When the load is connected on the secondary, it will be differ. Why? Because the primary is differ and secondary is differ because of the load is connected to the secondary value. Now when R2 is shifted to the primary, we can represent it as R2 dash. When R1 is shifted to the secondary, we can represent R1 dash. So this is the shifting parameters. Now from this R2 dash, you can represent that I2 divided by I1 whole square into R. Now what is the transformation ratio for I2 by I1? How we can represent in this equation in terms of transformation ratio? 1 by K. So how it means, already you know the value of transformation ratio, right? K is equals to V2 by V1 equals to I1 by I2, right? Now we need to be that I2 by I1, so you will get 1 by K. So here 1 by K square you will get. So R2 dash is equals to R2 divided by K square. It means that when secondary resistance is shifted to the primary and it is denoted by R2 dash and its value is given by R2 divided by K square. At the same thing, you can get that reactance. So when the secondary reactance is shifted to the primary, it is denoted by X2 dash, then you will get X2 divided by K square. Keep remember these two equations. Right. So this is the equation, so we can represent when secondary parameters refer to the primary. So this here, transferring the secondary parameters to the primary side. Okay. Now your primary circuit should becomes like this. R1, R2 dash, X1, X2 dash. So then equal resistance Req is equals to R1 plus R2 divided by K square. Then you will get that equal resistance Req, right? At same time you will get Xeq. When you add these two values, then you will get that Z value. So here Z also, Zeq is equals to Z1 plus Z2 by K square. So this is the parameters when secondary parameters is shifted to transferring to the primary side. So you have to remember these three equations. Okay, now so this is the equations when transferring the secondary parameters to the primary value. Now we'll see this. See here, right? Now in this case, the relation between that voltage, that is induced EMF, and current and number of turns, you can represent here like this. Okay, now so what is the equation here? Generally, K is equals to E2 by E1, right? Now while transferring that equation, while transferring that value, you can represent K dash. K dash is equals to E2 divided by E2 dash. So this is the equation when the secondary is shifted to the primary. Okay, now similarly, K is equals to I1 by I2. Now this equation represents when secondary is shifted to the primary, you can have I2 dash divided by I2. At the same time, K, N2 by N1. So this is the equations when secondary parameters are shifted to that shifted or transferred to that primary. Okay now, right. Now we will see that second case when primary parameters is shifted to that secondary. Okay now? So this is the equivalent circuit when secondary is shifted to the primary. If you observe this diagram here, x1 r1 that is given by z1, r2 dash x2 dash that is given by z2 dash. Now we can write r1 plus r2 dash, r1 is equals to r1 plus r2 dash is equals to r2 divided by k square. Then you will get that equivalent resistance. Similarly, equivalent reactance and equivalent impedance. So this is the equivalent circuit when secondary parameters are transferred to that primary. So you need to find all these parameters x1, r1, r2 dash, x2 dash, z1, z2. So in this case, both induced EMF is equal. So E1 is nothing but E2 dash, right? So that's why I am representing this when secondary is shifted to the primary, and this is the load impedance value. So this is the equivalent circuit parameters when secondary resistance and reactance is shifted to that and transferred to the primary value. Next, we will see the secondary case. Second case. In second case, the equivalent circuit referred to the secondary side. That means that transferring of primary side parameters to the secondary side. Suppose R1 and X1. These are the primary parameters, right? Primary circuit parameters. Now, when this value is shifted to the secondary, we can represent that R1 dash and X1 dash. Now the R1 dash value is given by that R1 dash is equals to R1 into K square, and X1 dash we can represent X1 equals to X1 into K square. So remaining on all what we, so ఇక్కడ చూస్తే మీరు సెకండరీ నుంచి ప్రైమరీకి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆ K square అనేది ఇన్వర్స్ లో ఉంటుంది. When primary to secondary transferring, it will be multiplying. So first dividing, multiplying. So just remember that two words. Now we'll see that what is the equivalent circuit represents when transferring the primary circuit parameters into secondary circuit. Right. So this is the circuit representing that when primary is shifted to the secondary. R1 dash, X1 dash, R2, X2. Now, how we can write that equivalent circuit, equivalent resistance? Req is equals to R1 K square plus R2. So this is the equivalent resistance when the primary resistance is shifted to that secondary. So here you can represent R1 dash plus R2. Similarly, equivalent reactance, that is X1 K square plus X2. So you can represent X1 dash plus X2. Similarly, Zeq, impedance, equivalent impedance, Z1 K square plus Z2. Okay, so this is the equivalent circuit represents that when primary parameters are shifted and transferred to the secondary. Now we obtain the two equivalent circuit parameters in two cases. The first case is when secondary parameters are shifted to the primary. So just like it is a backward step. So back step, right? From secondary to primary. And second thing is forward step when primary parameters is transferring to the secondary. So first one is backward step and second thing is forward step. When it is backward step, the transformation ratio in the denominator, that is divisible. When it is a forward step, it is having that multiplication, that is K square. Now by using these two cases, that is case 1 and case 2, finally you will get that equivalent circuit with respect to the primary. So you will get the equivalent circuit like this. R1 and R2 dash is, you can represent R01. This is the equivalent resistance. X1 plus X2 dash X01. So this is the equivalent reactance. So this is the circuit diagram is referred to the primary. So this is the thing we can. So this is the equivalent resistance when secondary parameters are shifted to the primary. And finally, we can get that approximate equivalent circuit R01 X01, that is equivalent resistance, equivalent reactance, and equivalent impedance. Now, since the no load current is 1% of the full load current, the no load circuit can be neglected. Okay, na? So, what is the meaning of this line? Means suppose your full load current is 12 amperes, right? So 12 ampere sense when you are connecting the load to the secondary circuit, it will drag the current is 12 amperes. If that there is no load means it will drag only 1 ampere, that is 1% of this 2. Okay now, right? Now we will see that one problem based on the equivalent circuit parameters. See here, 6600 watt 400 single phase transformer has that primary resistance of 2.5 ohm and secondary resistance of 0.01 ohm. Calculate that total equivalent resistance with respect to the primary and secondary. Just do this for two cases. So we have R1 is equals to 2.5 ohm, R2 equals to 0.01 ohm. Now we need to find that equivalent resistance in two cases. So case one, what we have? When secondary is transferring to the primary circuit. Okay, now what is the formula here? Req is equals to R1 plus R2 dash. So and its value is R1 plus R2 divided by K square. So what is the value of equivalent resistance in case one? Find the value of Req. Req value kanukondi. That is case one when secondary is shifted to the primary. Ante backward step anamata. So here R1 is 2.5 plus 0.01 divided by K square. What is the value of K here? What is the value of K? So here K value is given by V2 divided by V1, right? V2 divided by V1 means 400 divided by 6600. So you will get K value is 0.06. It's right, and its value is 2.5 plus 0.01 divided by 0.06 whole square. So finally we'll get that. What is the value? 3.67. Wait, I will check that. 0.01 divided by 0.06 square plus 2.5. So sorry, it's the wrong answer. Answer is 5.27. So here K value is V2 by V1, right? So this is the primary voltage and secondary voltage V1 and V2. So 400 divided by 6600, you will get 0.06. That is K value. Now when you substitute here 2.5 plus 0.01 divided by 0.06 whole square. So again do this carefully. So answer is 5.27 ohms. Are you got answer? Have you all got the answer? 5.27. And similarly find for case 2. Yeah, tell me students, have you all got this answer 5.27 ohms? And for case 2, what is the equivalent resistance? For case 2, R1 K square plus R2. Then find the equivalent resistance here. 2.5 into 0.06 whole square plus 0.01. What is the equivalent resistance in case 2? What is the equivalent resistance for case 2? Whether you're doing or not. What is the equivalent resistance for case 2? R1 K square plus R2. So for case right, for case 2, the value of resistance is 0.019. So you can represent 19 milliohms. Okay, now, so this is the way we need to find the equivalent circuit parameters. So దీనిపైన మీకు problems కూడా అడగచ్చు. So let me check whether your answer is correct or not. See here. Oh, the K value is 0.06.06 and R2 dash R2 by K square, and finally you will get that is R1, that is 5.2, and this one is 0.9 when shifted to 0.019. Okay, now so this is the way we have to find that equivalent circuit parameters with respect to the primary as well as secondary. Okay, now right, so do you have any doubts on this? So I will send you one question on that equivalent circuit parameters. You have to do that and send me that answer, right? So I will send you before evening. Okay, you can, after that you can solve that problem and send me. And I will show you one video in that how the transformer core should be manufactured. Okay, and I will show you images also. Then you can get clarity how the transformer core should be working and manufactured. So I will show you images. These images, our triple students was visited the transformer company. I will show you that how the transformer should be look like. white sheet is not working. So see here, this is the transformer company. You can observe that the brown color is a insulating material they are using here. So I will show you that the core type transformer, shell type transformer should be constructing. Just we have 5 minutes until I can see this video.
In BESS transformers, cold-rolled, grain-oriented electrical steel sheets are used in accordance with DIN 46400 norms.
So this is the cast iron material.
Lower and upper yolks on a plate. The core body is prepared. Both surfaces of metal sheets have Carlite insulation. In order to obtain smaller no-load losses and no-load current, highly permeable silica sheets of suitable quality are processed in CNC-controlled machines. Measures are taken to keep the noise level below the specification requirements. The silica sheets cut using advanced technologies are stacked by step-lamp technique on special stacking tables. That technique of arrangement ensures minimized no-load losses and operating current.
What type of transformer it is? So you're seeing in the video, right? What type of transformer it is, core or shell?
Special stacking table is erected with a crane. The core is prepared for assembly. Upper yoke is placed after the coils are fit and compressed with yoke plates. With glass fiber reinforcement bands, homogeneous press force is obtained.
Okay, students, this is about equivalent circuit parameters. In next class, we are going to discuss about OC and SC test. So, do you need any few more problems on equivalent circuit? If you need means, I will explain that. Right. So, in next class, we will solve a few problems on equivalent circuit parameters. Okay. So, okay, students, this is about today's class. Just go through that material, what you have that was given by me. Okay. So, then you can get clarity. So, Eurogerian classes are prepare అవుతానండి అప్పుడు మీకు ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. So, if you postpone that concept, then you can't understand that. Okay. So, okay, students, I'm going to end this class now. Thank you.